Peace, y'all. Let's take a few seconds to talk about intercultural relationships. My name is Asè. I'm all about life force rejuvenation and paradigm shifts. And I had a paradigm shift when I was pregnant with my first daughter, that I was in an intercultural relationship. As I got to learn more about intercultural relationships, I realized that my parents are also in an intercultural relationship. And then I thought about it some more, and then I realized that my husband's parents are also in an intercultural relationship. And I tried to look this on TikTok, and unfortunately, a lot of people aren't talking about it. There's a lot of talk about interracial relationships, of course, but we don't talk about all the things that happen and all the miscommunication that goes down when you're in an intercultural relationship. I brought this idea to my parents, and they sat with it and they thought about it, and they realized that, oh yeah, we have some miscommunication and we have some things that happen because we're in an intercultural relationship. But you don't really think about it because they're both from California, right? Like, they both know what it's like to be American, but there's just some things that are just slightly, different. So yes, I'm an African American, ADOS, American descendant of slaves in America, all of that, right? But most ADOS probably didn't grow up with coconut tart, probably didn't grow up with Johnny cakes, and you probably didn't have shots of guava berry during Christmas. So even though my father, Soul Train, he knows all about African American culture. He grew up in African American culture. It's a little different because he's actually Caribbean. And so there's some things that my dad says, there's some things that my dad makes, there's just little things that would make some African Americans go, ah. And I realized this when I went to my HBCU way later. When I reflect on my HBCU experience, I realized I didn't connect with certain people because of the slight cultural differences that I've had growing up. Another example would be I noticed Black Southern men, they really care about their style. They really care about the drip, right? They really care about the fashion. You might not care so much as a Black immigrant coming to America. You might not care about fashion as much. It might be instilled in you that you probably should not put your money into fashion as much as you should put it into other things. Whether your children listen to that or not is a whole other reality, right? But sometimes those things get snuck in your upbringing, like shoes. I don't particularly care for shoes. I'm not a shoe head. I've been wearing the same sneakers since I've been wearing these same sneakers since I was pregnant with Sahara. And that was my first child. It's 3 kids later. I don't care about brand name things. And I realize I get a lot of that from my dad, and from my grandmother. They're checking why would you put in stitches in your hair? Why would you pay for nails? These are things that could be donated or put into a village for people that actually need supplies, actually need books, kids that actually need a school. But I also understand, and I have the African American urge to get dressed, get the Southern style hats, really do the whole drip, right? And when I was explaining this to my grandmother, she was just like, oh my God, why would you waste so much money? And I'm checking it's a Southern urge. It's a Southern urge to have the drip and to look good and to be, it's a hip hop thing too, right? So these things can conflict sometimes, and it is the product of being in an intercultural family. So tell me your experience. Have you realized that you're also part of an intercultural family? Or did you always know? Tell me below, all right? Peace, y'all.